Ever wondered how to cultivate shiitake mushrooms successfully? Welcome to Farming Knowhow, where today we're unlocking the secrets of shiitake mushroom cultivation. This journey takes us through the crucial stages of the process, nurturing the growth medium, seeding the future harvest, and creating the perfect environment for fruiting. These mushrooms, known for their rich flavor and health benefits, can be grown right in your backyard or on your farm with the right knowledge and skills. Stay tuned to learn more about the secrets to successful shiitake mushroom cultivation. Opening. The first step in shiitake mushroom cultivation lies in selecting the right growth medium. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty of substrate selection. The substrate is essentially the food source for your shiitake mushrooms. It can be hardwood logs, sawdust, or supplemented substrates. Each offers a unique blend of nutrients, moisture content, and lignin content, which significantly influence the growth and yield of your shiitake mushrooms. So, what are the characteristics of an ideal substrate for shiitake mushrooms? First, it should have a high moisture content. Shiitake mushrooms are water-loving fungi. They need a moist environment to flourish. But be careful. Too much water can lead to bacterial contamination. Second, the substrate should be rich in nutrients. Shiitake mushrooms need a variety of nutrients for optimal growth. This includes carbohydrates, proteins, and certain minerals. Third, the substrate should have a high lignin content. Lignin is a complex organic polymer found in the cell walls of many plants, especially woods. It provides shiitake mushrooms with the necessary nutrients to produce a hearty, flavorful harvest. Now that we've established the characteristics of an ideal substrate, let's move on to sourcing or preparing suitable substrates. If you're using hardwood logs, oak is often the best choice. It has a high lignin content which is perfect for shiitake mushrooms. Alternatively, if you're using sawdust or supplemented substrates, it's essential to ensure they're free from contaminants. You can purchase these substrates from reputable suppliers, or prepare them yourself. To prepare your own substrate, start by mixing hardwood sawdust with wheat bran or another nutrient supplement. Then, moisten the mixture until it reaches a consistency similar to a wrung-out sponge. Finally, sterilize the substrate to eliminate any potential contaminants. This can be done using a pressure cooker or autoclave. In summary, the substrate plays a crucial role in shiitake mushroom cultivation. It provides the necessary nutrients and moisture for your mushrooms to thrive. Paying close attention to your substrate's composition can significantly increase your chances of a bountiful shiitake harvest. Closing. With the right substrate, you're already one step closer to a successful shiitake harvest. Once you've prepared your substrate, it's time to introduce the shiitake mushroom spawn. This is where the magic truly begins, as we seed the future harvest of our delicious, nutritious shiitake mushrooms. Inoculation is the process of introducing shiitake mushroom spawn into your chosen substrate. Think of it as planting seeds in a garden, but instead of seeds, we're using the beginnings of mushroom mycelium, and instead of garden soil, we're using our carefully prepared substrate. There are several methods you can use for inoculating your substrate with shiitake spawn. Each method has its strengths and considerations, and the best one for you will depend on your resources, your goals, and your personal preferences. First, let's talk about dowel inoculation. This method involves inserting wooden dowels, which have been colonized by shiitake spawn, into holes drilled into hardwood logs. The logs are then sealed with wax to protect against contamination. Dowel inoculation is a time-tested method favored by many traditional mushroom farmers. It requires a bit more labor up front, but the results can be impressive, with logs fruiting for several years under the right conditions. Next on the list is sawdust spawn inoculation. This method involves mixing shiitake spawn that has been grown on sterilized sawdust with your substrate. This method is often favored for its speed of colonization and its versatility. You can use sawdust spawn with a variety of substrates, from hardwood logs to supplemented sawdust mixes. However, it's worth noting that this method may carry a slightly higher risk of contamination if not carried out under sterile conditions. Lastly, we have liquid inoculation. This method uses a liquid culture of shiitake mycelium, which is injected into the substrate. Liquid inoculation can be quick and efficient, but it requires a sterile environment to prevent contamination. Whichever method you choose, the goal is the same: to evenly distribute the shiitake spawn throughout your substrate, giving the mycelium the best possible chance to colonize and eventually fruit. Here's a quick step-by-step guide to inoculating your substrate effectively. 1. Prepare your workspace. You'll want a clean, well-lit area with all your tools and materials at hand. 2. Prepare your substrate. Whether you're using hardwood logs, sawdust, or another substrate, make sure it's moist and ready to receive the spawn. 3. Apply your spawn. Use your chosen inoculation method to introduce the Shiitake spawn into the substrate. 4. Seal and store. If you're using logs, seal the inoculation points with wax, then store your inoculated substrate in a cool, dark place where the mycelium can grow undisturbed. Inoculation is a crucial step, and doing it correctly ensures that your shiitake mushrooms have a healthy start. So take your time, follow the steps, and before you know it, you'll be on your way to a bountiful harvest of shiitake mushrooms. Now that your substrate is inoculated, it's time to create the perfect environment for your shiitake mushrooms to fruit. The environment is a crucial factor in the success of perfection. So, let's explore the environmental conditions that will induce shiitake mushroom fruiting. Temperature plays a vital role in this process. Shiitake mushrooms prefer a temperature range of 55 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything outside of this range might result in poor fruiting or even inhibit growth. So, whether you're growing your mushrooms indoors or outdoors, make sure to keep an eye on the temperature. Humidity is Shiitake mushrooms thrive in high humidity, around 95%. This level of humidity encourages the mushrooms to develop their characteristic umbrella shape. But, be careful, too much humidity. The next ingredient in our perfect environment recipe is light exposure. While shiitake mushrooms don't need a lot of light to grow, a few hours of indirect sunlight can encourage better fruiting. Remember, they are not plants, so they don't photosynthesize. We're talking about a gentle kiss of sunlight, not a full-on summer midday scorch. Air circulation is the final piece of the puzzle. It's like the breath of life for your shiitake mushrooms. Good stunt mushroom growth. It also helps to keep humidity. Even with the perfect conditions, you might encounter some challenges. Don't worry, it's all part of the journey. Humidity levels. Maybe they need a little adjustment. Mushroom deformities are often a sign of uneven air circulation or lighting, so keep an eye out for those signs. Creating the perfect environment for shiitake mushrooms is a delicate balance of temperature, humidity, light, and air circulation. It's like a finely tuned symphony, each element playing its part in harmony. By understanding and managing these factors, you can create a haven for your shiitake mushrooms to thrive. But remember, patience is key. The fruiting process is a slow dance, a gentle unfurling. It might take some time for your mushrooms to show their first signs of growth. But when they maintaining the right conditions, you're setting your shiitake mushrooms up for a successful fruiting season. So don't rush the process, let nature take its course. And soon enough, you'll be rewarded with a bounty of shiitake mushrooms, a testament to your cultivation prowess. Now that we've covered the steps to successful shiitake mushroom cultivation, let's summarize what we've learned. Our journey began with substrate selection, the nurturing of our growth medium. We learned that the best substrates for shiitake mushrooms include hardwood logs, sawdust, or supplemented substrates. These substrates should have the right moisture content, nutrient availability, and lignin content to promote mushroom growth. We also discussed how to source or prepare suitable substrates and optimize their composition for maximum yield. Next, we delved into the inoculation methods, the seeding of our future harvest. We explored various methods such as dowel inoculation, sawdust spawn, or liquid inoculation. Each method has its own advantages and considerations, including labor requirements, colonization speed, and contamination risk. We provided step-by-step instructions to ensure successful spawn colonization. Then, we ventured into the creation of perfect fruiting conditions. We learned that shiitake mushrooms need specific environmental conditions to fruit, including temperature, humidity, light exposure, and air circulation. We discussed strategies for maintaining these conditions in both indoor and outdoor settings, and offered troubleshooting tips for common fruiting challenges. With these tips in mind, you're well equipped to start your own shiitake mushroom cultivation journey. So go ahead, unlock the potential of shiitake mushrooms. Happy farming!